In this video, we're going to have a look at what the passage planning requirements are under Solas 5. So, as we can see, Solas Part 5 has been in force for some years. It gives us information on what needs to be included in a passage plan and also how we actually apply it. And it's worth noting that Solas Part 5 applies to every single vessel that goes to sea. So we've got a number of key parts to it. So the first thing is, why do we need to design it? Well, Solas simply says we have to. Something to do with best practice. It gets us thinking about what requirements we need to think about before we untie the boat and proceed to sea. So have we thought about the weather? Have we thought about the tides? Limitations of the vessel. Is it suitable for the passage? Does everything work? Have we checked the safety equipment? Have we got the right number of crew on board? Are they experienced? Are they qualified? Do they have to be? Have we had a skim over the route? Do we know of any navigational dangers? Have we checked it on a chart? Have we checked it on the chart plotter on our vessel? Have we got a plan B? If it goes wrong en route, what are we going to do? And probably one of the more important parts is, have we actually told someone ashore that we are doing that plan? So how do we design a passage plan? Well, the very first part falls under the appraisal section. And that is simply pulling all the information together for a simple, yes, we're going to go and do this passage plan, or no, we're not. And we can get the information from a number of different sources. Top right here, we've got the Reed's Almanac. This provides you with a lot of information about entering and leaving harbours, navigational aids, lights, transits, tide times, tidal stream atlases. Have we got the most applicable charts for our intended passage? This example here is the IMRE portfolio. This example on the left-hand side is a long-distance Admiralty chart covering most of the west coast of Scotland. Great for a short overview of a trip, but not very good for detailed passage planning. We've got the IMRE C series charts, and in particular this is C63. This is for all the information around the Firth of Clyde, and it has some handy little chartlets for coming in and out of some of the harbours. We've got our Clyde cruising guide, so this gives us a lot of different information from the almanac. It's more navigational information, real pictures about anchorages. Not very much information on tides, but the Reed's Almanac and the Clyde Cruising Club go very well together. And then, depending on where our loyalty lies to IMRE or Admiralty, we've got the Admiralty portfolio for the Clyde as well. There's a whole number of things that go into actually making a passage plan. We need to know, how far is it? Are we going to depart by day, arrive by night, or the other way around? Okay. Can we actually arrive by night, or do we have to arrive by day? Are there any tidal constraints at either end? What's the weather forecast now and greater than 24 hours, depending on the length of the journey? And that partly comes back to, is the boat suitable for that passage given that weather forecast? Yeah. How long is the journey going to take? Yeah. Waypoints and course to steers. Have we actually put our passage plan down on paper charts and or the electronic plotter, and have we got a backup version should one of those two methods fail? Have we identified correctly all the hazards en route, busy ports, traffic separation schemes, isolated danger marks, rocks and reefs? Have we designed a pilotage plan to get out of our harbour and also to get in at the other end? Have we thought about plan B, refuge and bolt holes? What happens if the weather suddenly turns on us, or we have a mechanical failure on the boat? Where are we suddenly going to run and hide? Have we got enough petrol and or diesel, depending on what's on your boat, to get from A and back to B? Water, food and drink. Is the boat well stocked? Have we got the right paperwork on board our boat? Not so much a problem in the UK, but definitely worth considering if you go overseas. Have we got charts, publications and almanacs relevant for our intended voyage on board? Communications, EPUB, SART, VHF, handheld VHF, Safe Tracks app. Have we let someone ashore know that we're actually going? MARPOL, marine pollution. Have we done our research on what needs to be included there? Can we pump stuff over the side, or do we have to keep it on board until we dock? Have we got experienced crew members? Is there a legal requirement to have qualified crew members? And if so, how many? And probably one of the more important ones, do we have tidal gates, heights or streams en route? Have we got to be at a certain point by a certain time? Otherwise we cannot get into that harbour. Are there any locks at the entrance or storm gates? Are there any tidal bars that we need to get over? So once we've thought about all that, then it's a case of how do we put it together. And this is three very differing examples of a simple yet effective passage plan. This particular diagram is a little passage plan coming into Campbelltown. It shows where we're going, the routes, communication, distance. You could work out an ETA very quickly from that. Our waypoints, headings, the dangers around us, and crucially, where we're actually going to tie up. Slightly different one, this is what we call a rolling road. Still has virtually the same information on it, but this shows us our heading and the distance that we have to run and the time between each waypoint. It gives me tick-off marks so I can keep up with where my passage is going to be. I can also add in the transits, waypoint confirmation, and areas that we may encounter some traffic or hazards, as you can see on the left-hand side of that diagram. And the last one is actually the same information as the second one. Same route, just laid out in a slightly different way. There's nothing in any of the documentation that says how to write out a passage plan. That's got to be down to you and your favoured way of reading your passage plan notes. All it says is we have to complete one.